Hello corner lovers and welcome back to Friendly Friday. Apologies for there not being a video up for the last 2 weeks. It's been a hectic fortnight and some of you have asked some questions and I will be answering them. But today's video is about comments on my geeky t-shirts, and because I've been looking through old photographs of myself and I realised just how awful some of my past fashion has been. At the time I thought I was very cool, very groovy. However, looking back on it, I don't know how I left the house looking like that. So in today's one I'm going to show you some of my old photos, some of which aren't as bad and some that are awful. So here is my bad fashion past. Okay, so this first picture is from the first time I ever met the girl who is now my sister-in-law, and my brother wanted to take me out to get to know her, so I wanted to make a really good first impression and I decided to wear this. I have to admit it's not the worst of my fashion crimes, but in my mind it's pretty high up there. These were a baggy pair of ripped jeans that I would then wear various coloured tights on underneath, and I remember that morning deciding whether to wear the bright pink, the bright blue or the bright purple. And I even continued to wear these jeans after the rip on the inside of the leg pretty much reached the crotch. So I don't know at what point I thought this was cool, but I was 100% wrong. Another one of the main looks I went through was the kind of gothic Avril Lavigne phase, and as you can see I wore pretty much all black and ties, and even to this day I don't think this one was that bad. However, it was what this phase then led on to, which was me wearing ties with absolutely anything. As you can see here, I decided to wear ties with luminous green vests. Not even tops, but low-cut vests. And the girl next to me in a tie I bumped into on the night out, and she was in fancy dress. And I was mistaken for one of the people at the fancy dress party, when really that was just what I wore quite often. However, as much as I judged this look, sadly it was not my worst. The most embarrassing look was the one that came from this, and it was as I went further into the rock chick look, and I cut my hair dead short, and I found out that I could spike it up into a kind of Mohican, and it looked like this. And no matter how hard I tried, it always leant forward a little bit, so everyone called it the shark fin. And as if that wasn't bad enough, I then wore that hairstyle with black lipstick and neon green eyeshadow with kind of a slightly purple eyeliner. Safe to say it wasn't my best look, and was, in my eyes, the most embarrassing look I have ever left the house with. And then as my hair was growing back from that, I went through what I can only describe as teenage boy phase, in which I decided instead of doing anything with my hair I would just stick a beanie hat on. And as I said, it wasn't as bad as the shark fin, thankfully, but it still wasn't a good look because it just left me looking like every male member of our family. But the worst item of clothing I ever wore, sadly, or thankfully, I don't actually have a picture of, but it was a pair of jeans that I made my mum write song lyrics to all down the legs. And I remember the lyrics included Pink, Dolly Parton, Britney Spears, Anastasia, and even a Japanese band that I was listening to at the time. But for me, the worst thing about my fashion crimes is the fact that it's only when I dressed myself as a teenager. If other people dress me, I tend to look okay. Like when I was a kid, if my mum dressed me, she either managed to make me look really cool or absolutely adorable. But then when I went to university, the girl I was currently dating would dress me up quite often just out of interest, and she would make me look like this. And as you can see, that's a massive improvement on the styles I have just shown you. So clearly I just cannot dress myself, which is why, coming back to the geeky t-shirts, I settled on these. They are simple, they are easy, and I'm pretty sure that in 10 years time I'm not going to look back on them and think, oh my god, I cannot believe I left the house like that. So thank you very much for watching my fashion crimes, and I will see you guys again in the corner soon. Take care.